Hi everyone, it's Brooke with Big City Tot School. This week's video, we're kind of taking a break from some of our Tot School plans and going to do just a short video about traveling with toddlers. This past week we flew to Oklahoma and to visit my family there and have a little relaxation. So as we were traveling, we thought, hey, let's make a video. We've flown several times with our two children and are getting better at it. It's not easy, and so we just thought we would share a few tips with you guys.
These are my mommy and papa's tickets.
You're going on an airplane?
Yeah.
I am so excited for you. Here you go, cutie pie.
That was our date.
All right.
First thing I would say is pack light. We naturally pack light, but I know for some people that's a little bit more difficult. So try to maybe stay somewhere that has washer and dryer so you can bring less clothes or whatever. It's just going to make things easier because when you're traveling with kids, you inevitably have a lot of stuff. So the more hands you have free and the less things you have to carry through the airport and get through security, the easier it's going to be. For us, we try to limit it to 2 small carry-on suitcases, which might not be doable for everybody, but for us it works. The other thing that we like to do when we go when we're traveling is to bring our stroller. This trip to Oklahoma, we actually didn't even use our stroller the entire time that we were there. But it was still so vital for us to have the stroller just because getting through the airport, it makes it so much easier. Finn was able to be strapped in the whole time and neither of us had to wear him or chase after him. And then our stroller also has a second seat for our daughter. So if she's tired, she can sit in there, or we can load all of our bags into the stroller and again have more hands free. So I would definitely say that it's worth it to bring a stroller because you can kind of use that to compile everything on. Makes traveling easier even if you're not going to use it that much on your actual vacation or your trip. Airplanes let you take the stroller all the way to the gate, through the gate all the way to the airplane, and then you can just unload, fold it up, and then they stick it underneath for you, free of charge. They'll do the same thing with car seats too. We usually don't bring those. We have them where we are, or we'll get them when we're there. But so those are two necessities for us.
Yeah, Allie. Bud? Bud? You say hi? Say hi.
Another thing that we've learned over the years of traveling with toddlers and children is to just not worry about what everyone else is thinking and what's going on around you. Like going through security can be very stressful. You have to take everything out of the stroller, everything out of your bags, you're holding on to your kids, and it's just a little stressful. Everybody behind you is huffing and puffing and getting upset because you're taking so long and you have so much stuff. So you just have to tune it out and just know, hey, it's okay. We're all going to get through, and we're trying to hurry as much as we can, and you just can't worry about what others are thinking. Same goes when you're on the airplane. However long the flight is, it's pretty much guaranteed that the youngest one at least is going to spend some amount of time crying on the airplane. You just have to have low expectations going in and just not get worked up when people are going to give you dirty looks. They might say things to you or whatever, and you just have to brush it off and just know that, you know, hey, I'm doing everything I can. We don't want to hear our children crying either, so obviously we're trying our hardest, and you just can't let those things get you more worked up, because it's only going to make the situation more stressful.
We're gonna go home. Are you excited to see your bunk bed? Yeah? Ben, are you excited to go home?
I also want to talk about on the actual airplane. For us, a big thing for us to do is either snacks or meals, even on the plane. Try to time it when we leave to be able to have their meals on the airplane, because one, it just kind of takes up a lot of the time. So, you know, even 30 minutes spent on eating sandwiches or breakfast or whatever it is can make a huge difference on the plane, and food just tends to keep kids happy. So if I can time it right, that's usually our favorite way to do that. And then, like I said, I always pack tons of snacks, more than I think I'll need, just so that one, we don't run out, or sometimes planes are delayed, or you just think you aren't going to need as much as you do, and you end up being very grateful you had them. And so another thing that might sound silly, but make sure everything is charged. This trip that we took to Oklahoma, I pulled out our iPad for the children to watch a movie and realized it was dead. So I don't know, I just was an oversight, and I completely panicked, because I'm like, what am I going to do on this 4-hour flight when we don't even have a working iPad? Thankfully, my husband had an external battery and could charge the iPad and made it through the flight, but it was a good lesson and a good reminder to just check everything beforehand, make sure they're charged. My daughter, who's 3.5, she's pretty good to just watch movies, hang out, you know, look at everything on the airplane. My son, I feel like the window between 1 to 2 is tough to travel with children. They're too big to just want to sit on your lap and cuddle and be content, but they're still not old enough to have long enough attention span to watch a movie, or to just sit calmly. And so it's tough. We're in a tough period of travel. So with him, you know, I just take it 1 hour at a time. You know, you just try to make it through that hour. So again, maybe it's getting, you know, in an hour we get to have a snack. So you're just working towards that. And I bring books for him, little trains. You'd be surprised how long a child might play with an empty water bottle, or look at a airplane pamphlet. I was amazed on the flight home. We were lucky enough to have an extra seat, and so Finn was sitting in an empty seat, and he was looking at a pamphlet, and I started to video him, because I was like, oh, let's just see what he's going to do with it. And literally for 5 solid minutes, he just stared at the cover of it. So it's like, you know, that's 5 minutes of the airplane ride that it was, you know, stress-free. And so you just have to take little pockets of it and roll with it. You know, I've traveled by myself with the kids before, and it's doable. Definitely easier if you have somebody with you, so you can kind of pass off responsibilities, bathroom runs, food, all of that. Yeah, so again, just make sure you have plenty of water, snacks, and some toys. I also, just saying water reminded me, when you go through security, you can bring things that are over 3 ounces for the children, including water bottles. So I always make sure and fill up their waters before we go through security, because then we don't have to buy extra water on the other side and they're filled up. That was just something we've learned along the way. that's it for our little tips and tricks for flying with children. Most importantly, just be flexible, go in it with low expectations, and you can survive just about anything. It might be difficult in the moment, but once you're through it, it'll be worth it. And we are back home in New York City now, and so we're going to be starting back up with our summer Tot School plans. So stay tuned for our next video that will continue with our ocean beach theme. And as always, thanks for tuning in, and follow us on Instagram and Facebook.